over-explaining is not a habit. It is a symptom. It is the unconscious attempt to manage the perceptions of others, born from a time when your simple no was not enough. It is an old wound, still seeking validation. You say, "I can't make it," and then, in the silence that follows, you feel a surge of panic. You rush to fill that silence with a detailed 5-minute monologue about your schedule, your obligations, your headache, a long, intricate defense for a simple boundary. You are not just declining an invitation. You are unconsciously pleading your case before a judge that no longer exists. This compulsion to justify your own existence is a form of deep psychic anxiety. It is a sign that you do not feel you have the right to simply be you believe on some unexamined level that your presence, your needs, and your boundaries are an inconvenience to others. Therefore, you must come armed with a legion of excuses to prove that your no is valid, that you are valid. In the language of depth psychology, this is an act of persona overcompensation. The persona, as Carl Jung described it, is the mask we present to the world. It is our social face, the I we want others to see, the good employee, the kind friend, the capable partner. It is a necessary tool for navigating society. But for many, the mask is not a tool. It is a fortress. It is a fragile, elaborate construction built to hide a profound inner sense of unworthiness. The person who feels on a deep, unconscious level that they are not good enough, or that they are an imposter, must work tirelessly to maintain their mask. Their persona becomes a brittle, overinflated thing, and over-explaining is the constant, desperate maintenance it requires. Every explanation is a patch on the mask. Every justification is a plea. Please, continue to believe that this mask is real. Please do not see the flawed, human, unworthy thing I am hiding underneath. Please do not be angry with me. Please do not reject me. You are not simply giving information. You are managing their potential rejection. Let us be precise. This fear is not abstract. It is the fear of being misunderstood, which the psyche interprets as a fatal threat. To be misunderstood is to be cast out. To be cast out is to be alone. And to the primal, social part of our brain, to be alone is to die. Your over-explaining is a survival strategy. It is a behavior you learned from a time when your survival depended on pleasing the unpleasable, on managing the volatile emotions of an authority figure, a parent, a teacher, an older sibling. You learned in those early years that your reality was not a fact. It was a negotiation. Your feelings were not a given. They were subject to cross-examination. Are you sure you're sad? You have nothing to be sad about. Are you really tired? You haven't done anything. Your no was treated as the opening statement of a debate, not the conclusion of a decision. You were trained to come prepared with evidence, witnesses, and a closing argument for your own inner life. You learned that love and acceptance were conditional, and the conditions were that you must be logical, justifiable, and convenient. And so you became a master lawyer for the defense, specializing in the case of your own existence. The only problem is you have never been allowed to rest. The court is always in session. This manifests as a constant low-grade apology for existing. You apologize for taking up space. You apologize for needing something. You even apologize to the person who just bumped into you. You send a simple email asking for a piece of information you require for your job, but you wrap it in a thick blanket of "so sorry to bother you and I know you're incredibly busy," and no rush at all. The simple request is buried under a mountain of self-diminishment. When someone gives you a compliment, you do not just say thank you, you explain it away. You diminish the achievement. "Oh, it was nothing, really. Anyone could have done it. I just got lucky." The other part of the project was actually a mess. You are so uncomfortable with the light of positive acknowledgement that you must immediately deflect it, convinced that if they look too closely, they will see the fraud you believe yourself to be. This is not humility. It is a fear of being seen. It is a fear that if you are truly seen, you will be truly rejected. When you make a decision, you feel compelled to show your work, to present the full spreadsheet of your reasoning. You cannot simply state your preference. You cannot say, "I'd like to go to this restaurant." Instead, you must prove with data that your preference is logical, rational, and justifiable. "Well, I was thinking that place because it's 5 minutes closer, and the reviews are 8% better, and it accommodates that dietary restriction you mentioned 3 months ago." You are seeking permission for your own desire. The cost of this is not just time. It is energy. It is a profound psychic exhaustion. You live your life as a translator, constantly converting your simple, authentic inner truth, "I don't want to go," "I am tired," "No, I like this," into a complex, palatable, acceptable public statement. This translation process is a full-time job. It is the source of the chronic weariness you feel, the social burnout that seems to come from nowhere. You are exhausted because you are constantly performing. You're exhausted because you're living in a state of high alert, perpetually scanning the faces of others for micro-signals of disapproval, confusion, or disappointment. You are not in the conversation. You are managing the conversation. You are a diplomat for a country that doesn't even want you as its citizen. The pressure builds. The more you explain, the less you are heard. The more you justify, the less solid you feel. You are handing out your power piece by piece with every unnecessary word you are teaching people with your own behavior that your boundaries are not firm. You are showing them that your no is merely a soft maybe that can be worn down with a little bit of pressure. You become frustrated, resentful, and unseen. You think, "Why does no one ever just hear me? Why do they always argue? Why do they always push?" The painful truth is this: they push because you have shown them you are hollow. They cannot hear you because you are not speaking from a place of truth. You are speaking from a place of fear. You are broadcasting your own doubt. The shift begins when you realize, with the force of a revelation, that your worth is not up for negotiation. It is not a bill on a table waiting to be paid. It is not a proposal waiting for a co-signer. It is not a public company whose value fluctuates with the market of other people's opinions. Your worth is a fact. Your existence is the only authorization you need. You are not on trial. The people you are explaining yourself to are not the jury. There is no judge. The courtroom you have been living in is an illusion, a set you built yourself, based on an old, painful memory. You can, at any moment, decide to walk out. You realize that the people who truly respect you do not need the long explanation. They are comfortable with your no. They are comfortable with your preference They do not require